everyone else is dead to the world, Theo gets dragged all over town. And over here is the dog kennels. I made sure there were extra curtains for the girls. And over there is where Yorick lives, and he fixes shoes. He's really nice. And Marta is defeathering chickens over there. Hi, Marta! Carver waved his entire body as Tibbs followed behind them with a matching linen shirt as Carver. His head was up, his entire back end was wiggling in time with his tail, tongue out, nose damp. Perfection. Theo had almost forgotten how exuberant Carver could be. After 5 years without him, it was almost like a dream to be back beside him, especially since Carver hadn't seemed to age a day. Carver had dragged him out of the house nearly as soon as he had woken up. He barely had time to dress before Carver was hauling him out the door by the arm, excitedly telling him all about the people he needed to meet. He had no time to put his hair back into its customary braids, so it was hanging loose. He kept having to brush it out of his eyes, but the braids ended up lopsided if he didn't use a mirror. Sometimes that mirror just happened to be someone's shield or breastplate. He nodded as Carver talked, more focused on him than what Carver was saying. He heard, but Theo was distracted. And Carver waved, Theo waved as well, but it was more restrained and polite. I think she likes you. Marta likes everyone. Carver grinned from ear to ear and kept dragging Theo around. Every single member of the town had a name. Carver knew them all. And he was making sure Theo heard them all, even if there was no way he'd remember all of them. Over here is the sparring ring. We put up the taller rope ring because you like it, because I said, well, my husband always has this thing that he does, and it's honestly great because you can't accidentally trip and fall out or get stabbed or anything, so we did that. And over here, Carver could be a lot in the presence of his favorite person. Theo hadn't even seen her look up. She had waved slightly, but that had been the extent of it. The sparring ring brought a broader smile. There were people in there using it, and as if to prove the point of the taller rope, someone backed into it, chased down by their opponent. The bottom rope was at the back of their knees, but the taller one was at the shoulders and caught them, and they pushed off the ropes back into their opponent. He laced his fingers with Carver's and squeezed. It looks good. They're using it well. Carver was excited. Theo didn't always have the words, but Carver was never too much. They use it all the time, Carver exclaimed, and squeezed the hand back. And then he was, once again, being dragged away to see some other new and fantastic thing. Theo's afternoon would be very busy. Theo didn't mind. In fact, he would prefer a busy afternoon being dragged around by Carver than a quiet one alone. He had had too many of those in the last several years. Holding everyone at arm's reach, he hadn't told Carver any of that. It wasn't necessary. Just like the letters in his logbook would never be delivered. Carver, could we find lunch? We haven't eaten yet. Food? Yeah, Carver all but spun around and then pulling Theo to the local cooking huts. It wasn't that they had restaurants, but they did have a large population of men, so there were places where everyone could get some food, made by someone who would make them pay for it. I wonder if it's due again. Not the greatest, not the worst. Theo chuckled as he was pulled along. Carver's mood was infectious, and no matter where Theo's thoughts had fallen, it was hard to keep them there. Not that he wanted to. Remind me when it's safe for you to leave to take you to Katya's. I think you'd like it. What's Katya's? Carver asked, and that led to an entire conversation about noodles, and Carver was very excited to learn that there was new food to be had. He went about showing Theo to the baker and all his meat pies, and where they got the grain, nobody knew, nobody questioned it. DM hasn't figured it out yet. For the next few hours, Carver introduced Theo to each and every member of the town, all 7-some-odd thousand of them. They were congratulated on their weddings. Theo was told that they'd heard so much about him, and the gifts were promised, well, at least 50 times. After that, he lost count. At the end of their adventure, after every building, every home, every tiny shop and fishing boat was shown off, they ended up with Carver's favorite rock, a large one that he could lift for the fun of it. It was the size of a carriage. An eventful day. Time for dinner.